Nurofen usually sells its tablets with the obligatory headache acting and bold slogans like, unleash the speed of liquid. That'd be a better slogan for a laxative. A new Nurofen ad has inflamed my interest.
When even sneezing put me to tears, I wasn't given any pain medication. Nothing.
I was told that it was normal, you're just stressed.
I was being dramatic.
That it's an expected part of a woman's life.
Nurofen is committed to help close the gender pain gap with new research and more training for doctors and pharmacists. See my pain. Nurofen.
That is outrageous! I am furious! Oh, hang on, sorry. Oh. Sorry, I've got That's better. Lauren,
Yes,
what do you
Will?
think of this approach?
Look, I love research. It's actually my favourite part of creating a strategy. Sadly, this doesn't feel genuine to me. It feels more like the marketing team have been told sell more Nurofen to women. They've tried to attach their brand to positive sentiment around supporting women, or they're lobbying the government for funding, and there's a good chance it's all three. But if I just unpack the research from a data perspective only, there's 27 million people in Australia, and they've spoken to 2,000 people for this research study. Half of those are men, so now we've got 1,000 women. And out of those 1,000 women, about half have said they do believe there's a gender pain gap for women. So now we're talking about a sample size of 500. So all the advertising messages are now coming out of a sample size of 500 people who do believe there's a pain gap. What they're failing to mention is that that meant 3/4 of the people they interviewed said there was not a gender pain gap for women, and only a quarter did, but that's forgotten. Like, it doesn't make any sense. This data doesn't make sense. The research approach is broken. When I watched the ad, I thought, they're trying to say to me that I'm a woman and I'm misunderstood when I go to my doctor. Actually, there's more female GPs in Australia than male GPs. But I only knew that because I looked it up. I'm going, these poor women, you know, they're going and seeing men who just don't understand them. Actually, that's not factual either. So it's just, it's misrepresentative of what's actually happening. Another point that kind of got under my skin, because I'm a bit annoyed by this, Will, is that they've taken the data point they wanted. So they've taken that 55% of the sample said that there's a gender pain gap for women, but 48% of men said there was a gender pain gap for men. That's only a 7 percentage point. Like, that's tiny in research. That would make me go, holy shit, we've uncovered something here. We need to blow this up. But no, they didn't, because it's just not going to be as topical by saying, oh, men are in pain and it's ignored. Let's go with the women one.
So I think marketing pain medication is not easy in its own right. So the way they have done it in the past is it's a product-led. So it's faster, or it's stronger, or then they moved on to form. So this pill is for back pain, for period pain, for headaches, and then they were sued for that because that was misrepresenting the truth, because it's the exact same ingredient for all of those things. So then they move on to this sort of purpose-driven approach. And I do agree. I think they're hijacking a real issue. I do think there is a medical gender bias. In fact, I've seen the research about it, and I think it exists. But I think you're giving with one hand and taking with the other because you profit from pain. So, and then you commission the research. If they really wanted to help with the medical gender bias that I believe does exist, well, then don't advertise it. Dedicate the money, dedicate the research, put it aside. But this is, at its core, not a big surprise, it is marketing. And I just think they're leveraging an issue that exists, and it's very opportunistic.
Liana, there was members of our team, though, who watched this, and because they'd had experiences that they really related to this piece of communication.
Yeah, and I don't disagree, Lauren, with that number that they used, and I wonder if they needed their research in it at all, because hearing women talk about their experiences with pain really resonated with me. It took me 8 years to get diagnosed with endometriosis. It was a really invasive surgery to get through. So, like, this is right up all the things I care about, and giving a shit about women, and anyone who wants to join that fight, I'm like, let's go. Big multinational, give us your money. Anyone with skin in the game should be doing something. And I'm like, if 9,000 pharmacists are going to get a little bit more training, and we got to hear the stories from these women, I'm not mad at it. That being said, I'm really bad with numbers and didn't look into the research the same way that you did. you're angry at everyone about everything, basically.
Yeah.